So this is the public hearing for amendments to the PFAS funds rules. Today is October 28th, 2025. We're beginning the hearing at 10:45 a.m. on the proposed amendments to DACF rule chapters 400 to 408 concerning administration of the fund to address PFAS contamination. My name is Beth Valentine. I'm the director of the PFAS fund. And with me today are my colleagues, Melissa Hamlin, to my left, and Sarah Wilcox, to my right, both of whom are PFAS fund management specialists. This hearing was publicly noticed on the department's website on October 7th, 2025, and advertised on October 28th in major newspapers in the state, including the Kennebec Journal and Portland Press Herald. Notice was also provided by email to stakeholders and interested parties in sufficient time to allow for participants in this meeting and/or the written comment period. This hearing is being recorded. The proposed amendments are intended to improve clarity, facilitate implementation of the PFAS fund, and align the PFAS fund's appeal procedures with DACF's department-wide appeal procedures defined in Rule 01001 CMR Chapter 8. The procedures for today's hearing is simple. Anyone wishing to provide public comments must sign in advance, either on the paper form here in the room or using the chat feature if you are online. The hearing is scheduled to go initially from 10:30 to 11:30. As noted, we're starting late. All those who have signed in by 11:30 will have the opportunity to be heard. And because we did start late, I will make allowances for any late arrivals as well. As the hearing officers, I will call people forward to speak in the order that they signed in. When your name is called, please step to the lectern, identify yourself, your city or town of residence, and if you are here on behalf of an organization, then state the name of that organization and then state your comment. This is an opportunity for the public to provide their views on the proposed rules. While I may ask clarifying questions, this is not a time for questions and answers or discussion. If you have written testimony or comments to share and would prefer to submit them instead of speaking publicly, please feel welcome to do so. Even if you do offer public comments today, we would appreciate having a copy of your written testimony or comments if you have a copy with you. Finally, written comments may be submitted to me, Beth Valentine, at beth.valentine@maine.gov or mailed to 22 State House Station, Augusta, Maine, 04333-0022 until 11:59 p.m. on November 7th, 2025. And with that, I will begin with testimony from those present in the room today, and then we'll move on to attendees, virtual attendees. So first up is, well, I will let you introduce yourself, and I'm just going to spin my laptop around.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Megan Hennessy. I am the director of the PFAS response program here at the Maine Department of Agriculture, Conservation, and Forestry. And we are based here in Augusta. Rule 1001, Chapter 408 establishes the eligibility criteria and administrative procedures for obtaining support for mental health care from the PFAS Fund. I understand that the fund's mental health support programs are still in development. Before they are implemented, however, I want to suggest that the current eligibility criteria are too strict to inclusively support the needs of the current and future PFAS impacted producers engaging with the PFAS response program. Eligibility is currently tied to an exceedance of either Maine's enforceable drinking water standard or the state's soil remedial action guidelines, or RAGs, for residential use established by Maine DEP or any PFAS soil screening level established by the Maine CDC for farm workers. There are instances, though, where even lower levels of PFAS in soil on a given farm require assessment of farming practices and products. This reassessment of management can result in turmoil for the farm, including anxiety, stress, and more. Therefore, the eligibility criteria should be broadened in such a way to allow these producers to access supportive mental services to assist them. Thank you for your consideration and for this important aspect of support for PFAS impacted producers.
Thank you. So Director Hennessy was the only person present in person to testify. Of those online, would anyone like to offer testimony? And let's see, are you able to use the chat feature?
They can only use Q&A.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Bill. Amelia, would you like to offer testimony? So I expect this may be a very short hearing, which tells me maybe we got things right in the draft rules. I'll reiterate that the comment period is open through November 7th, 11:59 p.m. So people who are not prepared to offer testimony today can do so ahead of that deadline. And I think rather than sitting here blinking at one another, I will mute and turn the camera off and continue to monitor participants such that if anyone comes in between now and 11:30, we can take testimony from them.